Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Film Pigs on GeekNation. A quick note before we get started. Look, I'm all for these reverse gender reboots, but honestly, I think this reverse gender reboot of 9 to 5 with James Woods, Clint Eastwood, and Scott Baio with Ann Coulter in the Dabney Coleman role is going too far. I think it's a huge mistake. I know that's a controversial statement, and it's going to upset some people, but I had to say it.
No, you say it.
They're also changing it to 9 to 9.
Well, to reflect the times. To reflect the times. Right. Good point. I am your host this time, Todd Anderson, back. I was MIA the last couple of episodes. So sorry. I had to make money. Oh well. I'm here with Steve Skelton, that film pig over there, who never leaves. He was here the last two episodes.
I don't have any money.
Oh, yay!
And here is our guest co-host, Hilary Anderson, filling in for the absent Steve Falk, who's off making this You're the Worst program for
I'm just
FXX.
like him.
Yeah.
You won't even know the difference.
You won't know the difference. And our guests this week are Jimmy Hanks and Karen Praxel, back again. For this, the third appearance? Your third appearance? This is your third. Wow. Maybe they'll go for 4.
Maybe.
Who knows? It's impossible to tell.
You guys love the film pigs.
They love the pigs. They love coming by. Hey, let's clink these glasses.
Cookies.
And say happy popcorns, everybody. Happy popcorns. You guys, it is crazy. What is going on at the multiplexes this weekend?
So many plexes.
They are being inundated with new content. It's like they think they're Netflix or something. So how do you choose which movie to go see?
I don't know.
It's impossible to know. You look to us, the experts. We don't even need to see the movies to know whether or not you should see them, and we haven't. That's our guarantee. We have not seen any of these movies. Hey, we're going to do this crazy thing. We're going to do a mashup. These two back here are going to do a rash judgment of one movie together. Take it away, guys.
I'm not ready for this. I was totally unprepared.
Oh.
Hey.
What's your movie?
Yoga Hosers.
Yeah, what? Say that slower.
Yeah, you go first, eh?
It's Yoga Hosers. It's Kevin Smith movie.
See how sad he got right away.
The trailer's incomprehensible.
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah, you know, it's about these two girls, eh? And they're from Canada, I guess, eh? Because they call each other hoser a lot, and that makes it Canadian. I'm Canadian, so I know what douchebag accents they have.
Yeah, they're really ludicrous.
It's really, really bad. and they are the daughters of 2 stars, which makes them immediately appealing for all. They are Kevin Smith's daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter. I don't know how they got those parts. It's like some wacky.
Wait, what are their names?
Harley Quinn Smith.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
He named his daughter after the Joker's girlfriend?
After their comic book character.
Yeah, of course, Todd.
Suspect.
Why do you
Kevin
judge?
Smith.
It is Kevin Smith.
Maybe he named her after the greeting card.
Oh.
That's a good point. Our son was going to be Joker Anderson. I don't know why you're shocked, Todd.
I had not thought of that.
And the other one is Lillian Rose. Something Depp? It definitely ends with Depp.
Yeah,
right?
ends with Depp. Okay. It all ends with Depp.
It's, you want to say a little about the awesome plot, Steve?
If I knew what it was, I would, but the trailer is kind of a mess. And I'm not a fan of Kevin Smith movies in general. However, I don't mind the guy, and he directs TV shows once in a while that I enjoy. And he's an affable guy. He's got a fun, silly nerd podcast, but
and he has a nerd show, right?
Yeah,
a comic book show.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still on, but he did have that comic show.
His daughter a nerd name.
But
he sure did.
But you know, he's fine. I don't understand the trailer.
Yeah.
2 girls like yoga. They're Canadian. They are forced to work at their liquor store at night by their dad, and they start battling monsters that look like cartoon sausages?
Or right? It's like a sausage or
like
sauerkraut, guys.
Like sausage fest?
It's like sausage party.
Because they're Canadian Nazis. They're Canadian Nazis.
They're Canadian Nazi sausages. You can't make this shit up.
Well, somebody did.
Kevin Smith made this shit up, but you, the audience, you can't make this shit up. Somebody else had to make it up.
Just watch Strange Brew.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why didn't we name our kid Bob and Doug McKenzie?
That's right.
Name one kid, Bob and Doug.
We had so many
my son, Bob and Doug.
Yeah. It's a skipper.
All right, that's a skipper. Sorry, Kev. You seem like a nice guy, but
He's a nice guy.
We've got a responsibility to our audience. Hey, speaking of responsibilities to audiences, let's go to Steve Falk for his rash judgment from probably inside of his trailer on his cell phone. Steve?
Hey everybody, this is a rash judgment for The Light Between Oceans, which is a movie that has Michael Fassbender and his Big Dang, and Alicia Vikander, and Rachel Weisz, and some people live in off the coast of Australia, and they want a baby, and then a baby washes up, and they decide to raise it as their own, but then, you know, someone else is really the mom. That always happens. It looks very, very melodramatic, and I bet I won't see it, but if you like melodrama and you like Fassbender and his big wang, then maybe you want to see it.
Huh! Interesting. He always says the most interesting things
I
about
don't think his arm was long enough. His nose looked really big.
Yeah, well, he has it. He needs
It's a up-the-nose shot, they call that.
He does need a selfie stick.
He needs a selfie stick. He's too cool for that.
Yeah.
Selfie sticks are so last year.
That's not cool. Yeah, it's not cool. Hey,
stick.
that was fun, but let's go to our guests, Jimmy and Karen, and find out what their rash judgment is for. What is it for?
You want to start?
What's it? It's
It's a film called Morgan.
That's right.
Starring
I
Kate
heard you
Mara
talking.
and directed by first-time director
I don't remember.
Jim. And it's about a corporate risk analyst who comes to a lab where they've created artificial intelligence, who's going a little kooky and is a little dangerous, and she has to decide whether to terminate her life or not.
To terminate the
Decide
artificial intelligence,
to
which is a girl.
right? Who is a girl named Morgan,
I've often
and has
thought
become
that, girls
violent,
were
and
artificial
I'm
intelligence.
sure there's moral dilemmas and suspense and a mystery and some action and a little scary.
It's incredibly original. I've never seen it before.
It looked good to me. I like the trailer.
Reminded me of Stranger Things, but
Oh.
I love movies like that.
Yeah.
You just
It looked good.
totally sold me on it. We're gone.
Yeah. He doesn't like scary stuff, though.
Morgan looks interesting.
Yeah,
It's not
if
too
it's
bad.
suspense and enough story behind it, but yeah, just straight up scary.
I love risk assessment.
Yeah.
Is it serious or is it kind of over the top?
No, serious,
Oh, it
dead
takes itself
serious, like a heart
seriously.
attack.
Yeah, it's got, what's her name? Kate Mara,
Kate
Mara.
Mara plays the
Mara.
risk assessment.
who looks just
yeah.
like Anna Kendrick. But don't confuse her with Rooney Mara.
Rooney. No, not
Listen here.
Rooney Mara.
You look in the mirror. Because you look
okay,
them
yeah,
up,
yeah,
Kate Mara.
and Kate Mara had her
Yes.
Her
father is a Rooney. So
father's
it's like
name-
crazy.
Rooney.
I'm like, they're not the same person.
I know, it's like crazy.
He
It's
just like went straight to like some sort of like
one looks like
mysterious
another.
80s comedy.
Ferris Bueller. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Rony, you're an asshole. That's rash judgments. We have to pay some bills with a trailer, but it turns out the trailer is for a movie that's a sequel to a movie that these two starred in.
Oh.
So that's serendipitous.
Oh, fantastic.
It's synergy.
Yeah.
And this is, I guess,
something.
I guess this is the second, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the second of a franchise.
A trilogy, a planned trilogy at this
thrillers or
point.
something, and like
Must be
action,
really
thriller,
suspense,
suspense.
This is the
It's-
second of the first trilogy.
And also
Second of the
dead
first.
serious like a heart attack.
Right, and you guys shot
It's
the
serious.
second and third
Back to back.
Together.
back to back.
Back to back,
Back
yeah.
to
Like a
back.
Matrix.
It's
Because
like
we
a
had to- we
Matrix
had to-
or a Back to the
We had,
Future.
you know, Weta wasn't,
Florida.
you know, they only had allotted time, so we had
Right.
to get,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
go down
why
to New Zealand and do this.
Jackson had to
Right,
do
right.
all those
Shoot the whole thing
Hobbit
straight
movies
through.
at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Weta thing.
That's how you make movies
Sounds
now.
Well,
Suspense.
what should we do?
Oh, jeez.
should we do it
I don't know.
together?
Yeah, probably.
Or
Maybe
pardon?
just like get it and then like.
Roll it, eh?
It can't be. It makes no sense.
This reminds me of something. I can't quite place it.
I'm gonna puke. I think I know what this is.
It's clearly some kind of serial killer, if that's what you mean. I mean, what, is this the third woman who looks exactly like this we found dead in the last 2 weeks?
It's a red herring.
Oh, God, not this again. It's never the red herring.
It was that one time! Why does everybody have such a hard time believing me?
Because it's so stupid. It's never the red herring. You just think it's a red herring, but then it turns out to be something else. Red herrings are never serial killers. Jesus! How many goddamn times do I have to explain this to you?
There's a red scale here. Last time.
When I proved it was a red herring, there were red scales.
Who leaves behind red scales? It's not the Jolly Green Giant or something. It's the red herring. God!
Red scale.
Money first, fun after. What the hell was that?
Oh, that was probably my erection.
Oh, I've been in this business long enough to know what an erection sounds like, and that was no erection.
Well, what else would...
Oh, that's not an erection at all! Oh my God! It's some kind of red herring or something! Oh! Help! Someone! We're being attacked by a red herring! We were just trying to have illicit prostitute sex, and now we're being attacked by a fish! It's a fish! Out of water!
Yep, look, she's got red hair, just like the other Vicks. Looks like our serial killer is struck again. Why can't I get used to seeing dead bodies without barfing?
All right, if it's just a serial killer, then why did he kill the other guy?
Well, I don't know, I mean, he walked in on the crime, he can't leave witnesses.
Well. How do you explain these?
No. Red herrings don't commit serial murder.
Okay, hear me out. All the Vicks, male and female, have red hair. Maybe the herring was attacking them, thinking that they were competing red herrings, and he was protecting his territory. Your phone is ringing.
Yeah, I'll tell him. The commissioner wants to see you right away.
Damn it! Go!
You know I drove.
Shit!
There have been too many of these serial murders. It's an embarrassment. The media's having a field day with us. How come there hasn't been any movement on this thing?
Well, I think it's because no one will admit that this is not your run-of-the-mill serial killer case. There is a red herring on the loose, and it's on a killing spree. Has anybody ever told you you look like the president?
God, it's never the red herring! That would defeat the whole purpose of it being a red herring! Come on, man! It's ridiculous! There's no such thing as a killer red... Oh my God, it's a killer red herring!
Yep, told you so.
Oh God! I was so wrong! I was so wrong!
Wow, you really do look like the president. It is uncanny.
So scared! I'm so scared! It's tickling me!
Wow, what a
my
fantastic
God.
trailer. I'm blown
Life-changing.
away. I cannot wait to see this
It's
thing.
like
amazing.
It's like Seven, but with fish.
Yeah, I don't know how
Wow.
yeah.
Fish.
Don't be fooled.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really
Is it A or isn't it?
You still don't know.
You still don't know. And there was
It's
that
a
weird
trilogy.
There was a weird stuff about the commissioner looking like the president that I didn't understand. So I assume maybe that'll be answered either
Maybe.
in this movie or maybe
Whatever
in
the
next
It's a
answer
sign
is-
of a good trilogy
Gotta go
when
see
the
the
story
movie.
Whatever the-
arcs all get
whatever
wrapped
the
up with a
answer
nice
is.
bow.
It's always great when you have to really pay attention not to confuse characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
you have to be thinking.
That's what I loved about
gotta
Black
pay
Hawk Down. All those gorgeous brown-haired guys in fatigues.
That's what I loved about that movie. Me too. What?
She marries a pasty white bald guy. Well, there you go. That's our show. This show, I like to dedicate these shows to people who I enjoy, and this show is dedicated to.
Raquel Welch.
You ruin shit.
Totally ruined his face.
It's easily debunked.
Anyway, I would like to dedicate this show, this episode of the Film Pigs on Geek Nation, to Penn Jillette's child, Moxie Crime Fighter.
Oh.
Hi, Moxie!
It's the show of great names. Great kid name choices.
I would like to thank Steve Falk for phoning in his performance.
Pun intended.
I would like to thank Hilary Anderson for filling in for Steve. I would like to thank Steve Skelton for filling in for Steve Skelton.
Thank you.
And I would like to thank our guests back for the third time, maybe a fourth time, who knows, Karen Praxel and Jimmy Hanks.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I have been your host, Todd Anderson, and until next week, the concession stand is closed due to health code violations. Bye, Moxie!
Gross.
Bye! Bye, Harley.